What's up, YouTube? It's Demi here with Tanky Girl and Scorpion Boy. So let's go ahead and do a Minotaur map like I always do to showcase a build. This is an Occultist with Agony Crawler. It's just stupid. I don't know how to explain it. I'm triple cursed, ridiculously tanky. My Agony Crawler, it one-shots like everything. And you just kind of run around. You have a stupid amount of tankiness because you're an Occultist and you have 20k ES, and like if things hit you, they die. Or they just die before they even hit you. Like, look at this thing. It's one-shotting everything. I think I have a level 28 Agony Crawler or so. But the convocation buffs, along with the curse effectiveness changes to bosses, made this character even stronger than it was before. And you can just run around and delete things. I'm using Enduring Cry for Endurance Gen. I'm using a bow and a quiver, Soul Strike quiver, so that my ES recharge is nearly instant. Here, let me see if I can show you that. So look, it takes some damage. Oh, it's already recharging. It's fine. And my Agony Crawler's back. Here, let me wait for that to despawn. Just let things hit you, right? Come on, hit me. Okay, see how fast that starts again? Like, it's so stupid. I don't even have maximum start speed. I could make it a lot faster. But, like, you can't die. It's just dumb. And I'm using Toxic Rain to poison things on hit, which spawns my Agony Crawler. It also slows enemies. I have aspects of the Spider to slow enemies. I'm currently only using Enfeeble on my as a defensive curse. Otherwise, I'm using Projectile Weakness and Poacher's Mark to help my Agony Crawler get Frenzy charges and one-shot things with its spears. Spikes, whatever they're called. It's pretty great. This is much, much tankier than the Winter Orb thing that I made last time. And obviously, you're going to be able to get near close to this in League, like, damage-wise and, like, ES-wise. You can craft some stupidly high ES gear nowadays. You might just have to change your aura setup slightly. Like, if I dropped Aspect of the Spider, I could drop a lot of the reservation on my tree and just, like, get ES, or resistances there, and I'd be fine. Or more ES. It's pretty solid. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and get to the boss, because this is taking a while. I'm not really good at convocating yet. I should do it more, but I just, like, forget. I'll come back for you, Abyss, don't worry. I do want to actually try to tank Minotaur without my minion hitting him, so I'll just wait for this to decay. I'm just curious if I can, like, AFK tank Minotaur with Vol and Ellie weak on. You see how fast that starts. But yeah, I have like faster start here, and then I have faster start here, and I believe I have it here. No, that's recharge rate. Ooh, almost died. Oh, almost died. Not quite though. There's a lot of defensiveness. But yeah, you just kind of spray some Toxic Rain, and look at the damage on that. Like, that is insane. And that's with Enfeeble on my curse on hit setup. Like, I'm not even using LE weakness. Like, this is just Agony Crawler's broken. So let's go ahead and talk about all of the ascendancy and the gear and whatnot. We are an occultist because faster start of energy recharge and energy shield is not interrupted by damage if recharge began recently. It's just, you get 250 flat ES here along with a ton of ES recharge rate. You also get cannot be stunned and energy shield regen for each enemy you've killed or your minions have killed, so that's quite a bit of healing there. It's really dumb. And over here we get hexproof. Your curses can apply to hexproof enemies, and you can explode your enemies that you kill with curses. You know, extra curses, effective curses, and malediction, which is 10% reduced damage dealt, 10% increased damage taken for enemies. So that's a good defensive buff and an offensive buff. It's pretty great. Let's see. Why does my inventory open? The rest of the skill tree is basically just ES. Let's see. We take Chaos Inoculation to go CI, you know. Everything else is just energy shield, energy shield, energy shield, faster start of energy shield, aura effect, energy shield, jewel socket, energy shield, energy shield recharge rate, aura effect, jewel socket, aura effect, energy shield, elemental equilibrium, because I have a teeny little bit of lightning damage and I have hatred, so my Agony Crawler deals cold damage. This gives enemies negative 50% cold res and fire res, and my minion deals cold red damage, you know. Jewel socket. I needed to strengthen them because I'm bad. Energy shield. Another curse. So this is, we get a curse from Ascendancy and we get a curse from this. So we're at 1 default plus 2, we're at 3 total. Zealot's Oath for a little bit of energy shield regen if you have any life regen, which I have on my boot enchant. Some more aura effect reservation, minion nodes, energy shield, aura effect, and a jewel socket. So, Agony Crawler is ridiculously high damage by default, so I don't actually take that much damage on the tree. I basically just have 2 clusters. I have this cluster here, Spiritual Command, which gives you some damage, attack and cast speed, and increase in reduction to minion attack speed also affects you. So we get a little bit of attack speed for our Toxic Rain. This is also some minion damage, attack and cast speed, you know, whatever. And over here, we take Redemption for some more minion damage stuff, and Spiritual Aid. This gives us all of our minion accuracy, minion damage that we need, and a little bit of extra damage for us, attack speed for us, you know, whatever. As for the jewel sockets, I have an energy from within here to convert this wheel into pure ES, and one here to convert this into pure ES as well. The rest of my jewels are basically just like, I have a Watcher's Eye for faster start of energy shield recovery rate, and energy shield recovery rate while affected by discipline. If that last property was energy shield gained on hit while affected by discipline, this would be perfect for me, because I hit the whole screen constantly with Toxic Rain, so I'd get a lot of ES from that. But I don't have that. You could also go for a Clarity ES as mana, or mana as ES Watcher's Eye, but I had this for my Aura bot, so it's good to go. Other jewels, like normal jewels, I have a Golden Rule. This is pretty cool because we inflict poison on hit with our Toxic Rain. It reflects the poison to us, and it counts as 2 things. If we hit your boss and you get 2 stacks. So this allows you to stack your Virulence faster for your Herald of Agony, which is important since each Virulence stacks as damage for your Herald of Agony. Over here we got a Reduced Reservation, Conqueror's Efficiency. Again, if you're not using Aspect of the Spider, you don't need this. You probably don't even need this, or like these nodes, or these nodes. It frees up a lot of your mana, but I'm using it because I'm using an Aspect of the Spider as well for the slow and the damage. And this is for an energy within as well, just to convert more things. I think I only have the 1 normal jewelry. Yeah, I have a Golden Rule, I have a Conqueror's Efficiency, I have a Watcher's Eye, and I have 2 energy from within. I don't have any other jewels except for the one in my belt, which is a energy shield resistance jewel because I needed resists. Yeah, alright, so let's get into the gear stuff. Only required unique is the Quiver, Soul Strike. It gives you faster start of energy shield recharge along with a bunch of flat ES. Really powerful Quiver. The rest of the gear is just all ES gear, basically. If you wanted to use Aspect of the Spider and reserve all of your mana still, you can get an Ul's Uprising with Hatred or Haste. We're using both. But if you don't have this, then just drop one of those auras. Like drop Hatred, drop Equilibrium. You'll lose some damage, but as you saw by my damage on that Minotaur, your damage is ridiculous regardless. As for the bow, you get a +1 gems Vicious Projectiles bow, which you can make by alt-regaling into Vicious Projectiles on an Elder base. And then you block attack mods and slam a prefix. You'll probably slam +1 gems prefix. It might take a couple of attempts to get it and a couple hundred ults, but eventually you'll get it, or you can just buy one. Then you just multi-mod it out with the +2 support gems, attack speed, and minion attack cast speed. Tons of damage here. If you don't want to use this attack speed, there's a attack speed if you have a unique enemy nearby, which is a lot higher, but I like the general attack speed one. You only really need it for bossing, so I guess that mod's pretty solid as well. But yeah, these bows are not that hard to make. They are, I think I paid 15x for this, which is probably a lot more than I would pay if I made it myself, but you know, not a lot. Rest of the gear, helmet, energy shield, lots of energy shield, intelligence. This is actually one of my helmets that I made recently. I don't know if I posted the crafting video yet, but it's pretty fucking good. It's in my mirror thread. Pretty nice helmet. Reduced reservation enchant, perfect. Intelligence, perfect. T1 delve ES, T1 reduced reservation, and then T1, T2 crafted. It's beautiful. Lots of ES, lots of reservation, basically, right? Chest piece, same thing. Lots and lots of ES. Resist in stats if you need them. Boots, guess what? Movement speed, ES, resist, stats if you need them. Gloves, ES, resist, stats if you need them. Enchantment on boots, go for regen. Enchantment on gloves, go for Commandment of Light. It gives you a consecrated ground proc whenever you take a crit, which gives you another like 6% life regen or something, so that's pretty good. What else is there? Rings, energy shield resists. I would actually get faster start of energy shield recharge if I was in league with these, because you can't get percent ES unless you get an incursion base ring. But faster start of energy shield recharge craft is like, I think it's 24% or something. Yeah, you get 24% faster start. So you saw how fast mine was at the beginning of the video. You could make it 48% faster than that with 2 rings like that. So just go for ES resist and then craft that on as your last prefix. Belt, if you can get a Shaper belt with energy shield recovery rate, that'll help you regen faster. It's a multiplier to how fast your recharge goes and your regen goes. And then if you can get Aspect of the Spider on something, assuming you can afford the reservation, you just get the Beastcraft for it. They should not be that much. Aspect of the Spider crafts are probably like 30, 40 C in League. It's an open suffix, basically. That's all you need. As long as you have an open suffix on any piece of gear, you can slap on that Aspect craft and you're good to go. I believe that's all of the gear stuff. Gem links. So, in your bow, assuming you have a +1 bow, if you don't have a +1 bow, just like any bow, or you can use your 6-link in your chest with like a 4-link bow. You know, there's a lot of options there, whatever. So, you got your Herald of Agony. Get rid of this FPS thing, which gets +1 from the item, and then it gets +6 from a level 4 in power, because it's a level 7 in power because of the bow. It's stupid. You get +3 support gems, so that multiplies your Empower. I have a level 28 Herald of Agony, which is then linked to Empower, damage on full life, because you're always on full life and your minion's always on full life, it's invincible, and Maim, which gives you a more multiplier, enemies take increased phys damage as well. Minion damage for another more multiplier, and Vile Toxins. Since we poison on hit with our Toxic Rain, this gives you 50% more damage as well. It's pretty great, but Agony Crawler, you just need to be able to poison on hit, basically, that's all you need. We have 20% from this, and then we got, oh god, what is it? 60% here, so we're at 80% chance of poison on hit, and we hit a lot with Toxic Rain, so that's basically 140 stacks all the time, 100% up all the time. It's great. 6-link Toxic Rain setup. Assuming you're a triple curse, you just do Toxic Rain, Poison, and then curse on hit, however many curses you want. For pure damage, go Projectile Weakness, Poacher's Mark, and Elemental Weakness. If you want defensive stats, you can do Temp Chains, Enfeeble, and I don't know. I guess that's probably it. Yeah, Temp Chains, Enfeeble, Proj Weakness for more defensive setups if you want to survive. But I'm using Proj Weakness, Enfeeble, Poacher's Mark for a both setup. Damage, and defensiveness. Toxic Rain slows enemies and hits, so you can get a maximum of 60% reduced movement speed here for nearby enemies, and then Aspect of the Spider gives them another, I think, 15% slowed action speed, and if I was using Temp Chains, I could basically just stop the enemies in place. It's kind of stupid. I have a cast with damage taken setup over here, linked to Immortal Call and increased duration. I have Endurance Charge generation from my Enduring Cry. But even if you don't have Endurance Charge generation, you still get 0.4 seconds of duration with even a level 1, so that's fine. I also have a link to Frost Bomb for the negative cold res because we have Hatred. Our minion deals cold damage. It gives them an additional negative 25% cold resist, combined with our Equilibrium and LE weakness if you want it. Let's see. Other setups. We're using a Generosity setup with Hatred and War Banner. This multiplies the effect of the aura and does not give it to you. So our Hatred is super strong, and we don't get the cold damage from it, which is important for Equilibrium. And then War Banner gives our minions additional accuracy, and nearby enemies take increased physical damage, which is another more multiplier to our Herald. I never place this because I don't get kills, so you don't get the Adrenaline bonus, but you don't need it anyway, it's whatever. Other aura setups, let's see what we got. We have a Discipline setup for the flat ES and Energy Shield recharge rate. Great, lots of good stuff there. And I also am using a Haste, which gives our minion even more attack speed and our attack speed here. You don't need this. This is probably what I would drop if I was missing Reservation anywhere, or the ulls. Like, you don't need the Haste at all. It's not that big of a bonus, but it does help you clear a little bit faster. And then in my helmet, I have a Flame Dash faster casting, just to get up and down ledges. This is better than Blink Arrow since it's got a faster cooldown recovery rate, and you can move fast with it anyway. And a Portal Gem, because, you know, 69 cast speed's pretty good. And then our last link is an Enduring Cry, just so we can generate endurances and a little bit of life regen. Not too bad, pretty easy character. I see people in League playing this with like 15 to 18k ES, 19k ES. Like, you don't need Legacy gear to achieve this much ES. You can just take more ES nodes on the tree, get that Disciplined Watcher's Eye, get ES on your jewels. If you drop to Haste, you could replace this with an ES jewel with like faster start of ES recharge, ES, Intelligence, Resist would be perfect. Or just like, I don't know, get more ES nodes, you know. There's a bunch of ES nodes still. I have this node here, these nodes here to take. Oh god, what else could I take for ES? Node here, node here. I could empower my Discipline to get even more ES. Like, there's a lot of options here. It's a pretty tanky character. It's pretty good. It looks sick. Like, Agony Crawler can use Herald MTXs, so it can be pretty. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. The path of buildings linked in the description. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or come ask me on stream. I will be messing with this for a little bit more, trying to min-max it a little bit further. But it's pretty simple. Pantheons go for Soul Solaris maxed out and Growth Coal maxed out. Bandits kill all. Flask charge stuff. You get a Freeze Flask, a Bleed Flask, and a Curse Flask. On any of these slots, doesn't really matter. I'm using a Sulfur Flask for the regen. Basalt Flask with a Phase Renegation and a Stibnite to blind enemies combined with Enfeeble. They're very unlikely to hit me, you know. Quicksilver because you gotta go fast, and a Ruby's Concoction or a Taste of Hate would work as well in this slot. They're both pretty solid, but this gives me a lot of block chance, so with everything up, I'm like pretty tanky and very good at blocking and being dodged, missed, whatever. The Bleed and the Freeze and the Curse can be swapped between these three flasks, doesn't matter which one they're on. The only recommendation I get is for your Basalt Flask to have at least 23% reduced charges you use, otherwise it will have 1 use instead of 2, which sucks. Try to get at least 2 uses out of it. But yeah, I think that's everything about the character. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the League and the new ES meta, and this is maybe an option for those of you that want a super tanky, decently DPS-y endgame minion build. So that'll be demi out. I'll see you in the next one.